Hey, I'm Callie Lewis. You're watching Geek Brief TV. This is Brief 614. Sometimes those of us on the outside looking in can't help but be curious about decisions made inside one infinite loop. Remember the beloved iSight FireWire web camera that clung to the top of a cinema display with a magnet? It's still a cool design a couple years after Apple discontinued it. On one hand, it makes sense that Apple stopped making the external iSight because they started putting cameras in displays, except for their cinema displays primarily used by pros. Curious indeed. Well, look at this. Microsoft introduced a new webcam called LifeCam Cinema, and it shoots real 720p video at 30 frames per second. It has a glass lens, autofocus, 4x digital zoom, and a digital noise-canceling microphone. Just like the old iSight, it's shaped like a barrel and is made of aluminum. The big difference between the older Apple camera and the new Microsoft camera, other than the resolution, is that the LifeCam Cinema connects via USB 2.0 and requires hefty hardware support. Microsoft recommends a 3 GHz dual-core processor and 2 GB of RAM. Microsoft has baked in something they call ClearFrame technology to ensure smooth, detailed streaming video. I've been interested in lasers ever since I saw the movie Real Genius. Laser light concentrated into a narrow beam of light is a beautiful thing, but since photons can only be confined so much, lasers have limits. They can only be miniaturized so much. A spacer is a new type of laser that's only 44 nanometers across. Spacers produce plasmons that can be concentrated into the nano realm, and the potential outcome of the technology is massive increases in performance speed in electronic devices. The speed limit of a transistor is around 10 gigahertz. Spacers will eventually replace transistors so that we move from the gigahertz limit to achieve operation at hundreds of terahertz. The research is detailed in the journal Nature, released yesterday, August 17th. John Gruber writes the Daring Fireball blog. It's an important blog about Apple, so much so that Apple executives read it. Phil Schiller recently responded to a post about App Store policy problems. Yesterday, John wrote a piece encouraging iPhone competitors to build an Android alternative that is better than an iPhone. Those of us who live with our heads in the butt of technology are rightfully upset about the Google Voice exclusion from the App Store. Most iPhone owners probably don't know about it, and if they do, they probably don't care. Power users do care, and even those of us who are extremely fond of Apple ultimately long for the best hardware and software experience we can afford. John Gruber points out that Android phones so far are aimed at the middle of the market. He argues that someone, probably Motorola, should build a high-end Android phone that exceeds iPhone quality in every way possible because iPhone will benefit when it has a strong competitor. So far, it looks like Apple has nothing to worry about. Remember a couple years ago when Jeff Hans showed us multi-touch at TED, and we couldn't wait to have multi-touch everywhere, controlling everything? Yeah, well, we're so beyond that now that the idea of one more pinch and zoom demo could very well be the formula for achieving an instant state of napping. It's not that we aren't excited about research that leads to new ways that a device can read multi-touch. We just want to see a practical application that goes beyond resizing and tossing photos across a screen. The CRISTAL project does the trick for me. Take a look.
The captured video is displayed on a multi-touch coffee table. Users can directly interact with the devices in the room. The video image itself is the interface, and it offers instant feedback. Lights can be dimmed with a simple sliding gesture. Today, movies are often stored on media servers. By tapping on the image of the DVD collection, movies stored on the media server can be accessed. Covers can be moved around the whole screen. Users can also read more about the film and watch a preview of the movie directly on the table. Movies can be watched by simply dragging a cover onto the video image of the TV. Speaker volume can be adjusted with a simple sliding gesture. By tapping on the video image of the photo album cabinet, the digital photo collection is opened. Similar to movie browsing, users can view photos directly on the coffee table or enlarge them on the TV. Dragging a photo onto the digital picture frame uploads the photo for display.
If you want to see the rest of the video, I have it posted at www.geekbrief.tv. I particularly like the part where the guy spills the coffee beans and then traces a path for the Roomba to clean it up. This brief was brought to you by Squarespace.com. Use promo code GEEK to save you 12% when signing up for a subscription. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Callie Lewis. Bye!